Hey, Crossroads family, I want to reach out to you today and talk to you about the Indiana state mandate for wearing masks in public buildings. All of us as Hoosiers are to wear masks anytime we go into any public building, and that includes a church. And so, what do we do about that? Well, Romans chapter 14 is how I'm balancing out this mandate, because Paul wrote to a bunch of Christians about what they ought to do about some of them would eat certain meat and some of them would not. And Paul addressed this and told them how that they ought to act. And here's one of the verses in that. You can read the whole chapter, and I would encourage you to do so. But verse 19 says, "So then, let us aim." What are you aiming for? Well, here's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for harmony in the church and try to build each other up. So that's what we should be trying to do, build the other person up. We should be trying to build harmony in the church. So how do we do that? Well, I think we're going to have to wear a mask. That's what we need to do, because there's science behind mask wearing that it helps control the spread of the coronavirus. And so you can Google that on your own. I'm not going to bore you with the science of that, but you can research it for yourself and see that there's science behind it. Also, it's a symbol of safety in our culture. When you go in someplace and you see people wearing masks, for many people, it feels like a safer environment than going into a place where people aren't wearing their mask. And so it provides safety. Now, at the same time, I'm a free and grateful American, okay? I am patriotic to the bone. I appreciate my freedoms and all of that, and I don't like being told what to do. But I'm a Christ follower first, all right? I'm not an American Christian per se. I'm a Christian. That's why I am first. And so if America decides we're not going to allow churches to meet anymore, or we're banning the Bible or whatever, listen, I'm not an American first. I'm a Christian first. And so I'm a Christ follower. So as a Christ follower, Romans 14 tells us more of what we need to do. But also, here's another thought in addition to just building each other up. Paul talks about a weaker brother. And so think about the people who are elderly, people who have weak immune systems, people who are compromised, people who are taking medications that make them more susceptible to the coronavirus. Well, we want to do all we can to make those people feel safe when they're around us. We want to help them to be able to know we care about them, we love them, because here's the thing, we are to walk in love, right? We're to walk in love. So now here's a biggie. It's not about you. Okay? It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about me. Once I came to Jesus, it became all about everybody else. Once you came to Jesus, it became all about everybody else. Now, before that, it was all about you. God was all about you, reaching you and whatever. But once you came to Jesus, it's not about you. It's about reaching other people and doing what it takes to reach other people for Christ. So here's what we want to do. We want to make guests feel safe when they're here. And we don't know what guests might be put off by us not wearing a mask or not. And so what we want to do at Crossroads is we go to great lengths. I mean, huge lengths to provide a safe environment in all our environments, especially in kids ministry, but also in adult ministry. We want everyone to feel safe, and we want our guests to feel welcome. Now, at the same time, we're not going to force or police it, okay? Our ushers and I are going to run around watching for people that don't have their mask on and things like that. But here's what I'm going to do today is I'm going to ask you to wear it. As your pastor, I'm going to ask you to wear it for others. If you don't want to wear it for you, that's fine. That's you don't have to for you. But I'm going to ask you to wear it for other people. And we're going to provide masks for everybody. So by now, you can't hardly go anywhere without a mask, so you probably own one, so just bring it with you. But if you don't, we're going to provide masks, or if you forget it, we're going to provide masks. Now, if it gets to the point, because you may say, well, Craig, I don't like the government stepping in and telling us what to do and things like that. Well, the government tells me what speed to drive, right? And they do something about it if I don't obey it. And it's for our good. And so on this, they're trying for our good to keep us healthy. And so if the government got to the point where they said, well, you're not going to worship Jesus like that. You can no longer talk about Jesus. You can no longer sing about Jesus. Now, let me tell you something. That will cross a line. But masks are not that line. They're not telling us to not worship. They're not telling us to stay home. They're not telling us to no longer read out of the Bible. They're telling us wear a mask and let's get this coronavirus behind us. So here's what I'm imploring you to do. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I believe if we'll do that, we'll be able to live in harmony together. God bless you. Love you.